in at the same time. Looks as if he's playing with a little bit more screw. And it's gone wrong. Where's the red going to finish?
John Higgins, 58.
Well, the pot itself wasn't easy, and decided to screw back off the second ball for blue.
That type of shot there, that is where being able to play left-handed like Ronnie is, it's so useful in that type of shot. Well, straight away he's gone into the 4 reds, and the reason he played that shot, he had the red over the middle pocket just in case it went slightly wrong, but it didn't. It's perfect. And this would be a bit of a body blow. John Higgins was a fraction away from clinching this 5th frame. And he's got to just hope that Ronnie can make some sort of mistake here.
16. 70.
There's only one slightly awkward red, the one above the pink. Other than that awkward red, the one to the left of the cue ball now, I'm not sure if the green
24.
passes the brown. I'm a long way ahead of myself, but he'll already have thought about that, Ronnie.
25.
That's tight. He may have to leave the green for the
30.
opposite corner, but as I say, that's some, what, 8 shots away, but that will be in his mind already.
31.
Where the red is situated above the pink, it's far enough away from the cushion to be able to drop in behind it.
$39.
He's the wrong side of the blue, though. He was hoping to leave an angle on the blue, and then I put 2 whites up. Either of those positions, he had a red to the middle, red to the corner. It's not on now. He's looking at the pink. And if the red doesn't pass the pink, there's not a lot of value in knocking the blue in. So pink it is. This is the key shot here.
$45. $46.
Now, if that green, he's looking at the green now. If it doesn't go, he needs a good angle on the yellow after potting the blue. He must feel as if the green passes the brown, the way he's played that.
51. $53.
What a steal this would be. As I said, John Higgins was just a fraction away from getting good position and clinching the frame.
$56.
But these are the sort of players that relish this challenge, don't they? When they know they've got to clear up to pinch a frame, they seem to go into overdrive. Needs to pull up.
60.
Well, he's going to have to travel in and out of the balk area now.
Just blue and pink needed.
$65.
Well, is it going to pull up in time? May not have done. Just shows you once again, John was a fraction out, Ronnie was a fraction out with his last positional shot. This is a thin one, and the white's going to be flying around if he takes it on.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 65.
The pot was too thin to take on. Disappointed he would have been not to get better position from the blue.
Got the main shot of that, main part of that shot right, keeping the pink safe. He's tried to double the pink, you know, into the corner pocket. He tried to get a good cue ball, but he actually tried a double into a corner pocket from that angle.
He did give plenty of concentration as well, though, to get the cue ball close to the black cushion. Good shot from Higgins.
What a tense frame after the mid-session interval. 58 from John Higgins, 65 from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Pink ball fight. Advantage, John Higgins with that shot.
Yes, a basic shot for a player of his calibre. 1.5 times across.
This is tough to get safe. You've got to be so precise with this. That's what he played. And you can't be more precise than that. You don't often see that. The crowd have suddenly realised what he played there.
Yes, a full ball ricochet.
Well, he's left what we call a cocked hat double, depending on whether Ronnie has a go at. The pink could go into the right middle pocket.
On the frame,
The cocked hat double.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Ronnie O'Sullivan regains the lead. Of 3 cushions, perfectly judged. 3-2 to
As
O'Sullivan.
possible, please. Thank you. Thank you. Frame 6. Ronnie O'Sullivan to...
O'Sullivan rates Higgins as the best tactical player he's ever played, but he himself isn't far behind, if at all.
Oh yes, when this man wants to play safety, he's as good as the best. Well, he's got away with that. Long way off the pot, but he's been fortunate to leave it safe. A little shake of the head there. He's such a perfectionist, but it wasn't a gimme by any means, was it?
But O'Sullivan's long potting nowhere near as reliable as it used to be. And although that one, as you said, Dennis, wasn't easy, it's the sort he used to get pretty well every time.
This goes up past the pink. It pots this one. Oh, what a kick. What a heavy contact that was. Because look where the white's finished. It's finished in no man's land. Now that is unlucky. You could do without that. Especially after the way he lost the previous frame. He looked odds on to win it, and look at the white, how far that jumped off the bed of the table.
One.
I hope that's not going to be a big turning point, because you don't mind losing a frame, but you don't want to lose a frame with that happening to you.
Eight. Nine.
See, once again, he's underscrewed that, but he always had the
16.
red in the middle pocket. He'd have preferred the one in the corner, but you're always leaving yourself a choice of reds in this sort of situation. Further across the table, he just got a little bit too much reverse side on that. But if the pink goes, he's okay. It obviously does. It just depends when the pink is re-spotted as to whether the red to the left of it will go. Got the other one, the loose one, all the time, but
23.
I think the one to the left of the pink would be available in a few shots' time.
24.
But watch this shot here. Because he's got the red, he'll go into the bunch here, because they're not a good bunch to go into, but he'd be guaranteed the red that he's just going to pop the black past. See, very clever there. He's opened 3 or 4 more reds. Maybe snookered on that. He may have just
31.
come back a bit too far. No, I think he's okay. Absolutely perfect.
$32. $39.
Well, this was the terrible contact that John got. Watch the white. Amazing. Well, he knows that Ronnie still needs quite a few, but he also knows the way Ronnie's playing. he might get them. And straight away with the pink out of commission. He could have taken the blue, but he hasn't gone far enough. But that was his plan there. The blue back on its spot would have been
43.
quite useful there. But he can get back on the black here.
44.
Well, quite some time ago I mentioned that the red to the left of the pink would be available.
51.
It's the last easy potable red.
52.
And the blue is there. Okay, he's covered the black, but if he takes the blue, he's got to come up between the green and the brown. And there is a red that's to the right of the two reds he could drop on, so he's got to pot the blue. He's got to find the gap here. Just a wee bit short of where he wanted. And that was the reason, just a fraction short on the positional
57.
side.
Yeah, 6 inches closer, and I very much doubt whether he would have missed that.
John might take the double on here because he's 57 behind. If he gets the double, he could get himself back into this frame. If a double was ever a certainty, that one was lying at a suitable angle. Now Higgins lost the last frame from 62-0. Can he win this one from 0-57?
Five. Six.
He wants to be straight on this red. He doesn't want to have to cannon into the black, and well, he's not straight on it. And there's little things like that and fractions that can help to make things go wrong, as it did in the early part of this frame when John looked like he was going to clinch it with one visit. Should be okay, but yeah, well played, well judged.
12.
That shot was much better than trying to play a delicate cannon and push the black on. Well, we know the key ball, the red that's up the other end of the table and almost
17.
tight on the cushion. The one down near the black spot's not too badly placed, but he could do with the black back on its spot before he pots that.
18.
So I think his plan here would be the blue, then the red into the middle, and hopefully get the black back on its spot. And he should be able to do that. If he leaves the white where the red is, he can pot the black and get on that red, and
23.
then it'll be much easier for John.
24. Okay.
So the key shot is going to be how he gets on that
31.
last difficult red. He'd love to have been able to play it up for the blue, but he may have to hold for the black, and Ronnie knows that that red might just be a saviour for him, but we shall see. Had enough angle to play for the blue.
32.
Now he's just got to get down between brown and yellow, and as long as he doesn't finish tight on the cushion, he's got the chance. Anything but straight.
37.
And where's the red going to finish?
John Higgins, 37.
He needs it to go tight on this cushion. Just forcing it to get... He
Red.
could have done with a better angle on that red, and then he wouldn't have had to force it. Big turning point in this match.
O'Sullivan still 20 in front in the frame that he needs to go 2 up with 3 to play.
It's such a key frame here. 4-2 to Ronnie O'Sullivan. It'll be tough for John.
Quite a bit of distance involved there for O'Sullivan's attempt.
1.
And now that Higgins has potted the last red from distance, the way surely is clear to level the match at 3-all.
Five. Seven. Ten.
The tension continues here at the Kelvin Hall. What a match we've got here.
$14. $19.
Pink and black needed.
Yeah, he just finished a little bit short for the red for the right corner. It was a bit of a stretch. Anywhere near the circle, he'd be perfect.
$25.
O'Sullivan led 57-0, lost position, hasn't scored again.
32 on the
And
frame.
2 scoring visits.
John Higgins.
Higgins has taken the frame on the black to level the match at 3-all. Well, there are a few twists and turns in that frame. It looked as if O'Sullivan might win it in a single visit when he was first in with 57, but his positional shot from blue was a little bit short.
He just seemed to get a little touch aside on it. Watch the white. You see, he had quite a margin for error. He got too close to the brown. He was intending just to come right between them, and the white would have come up past the middle pocket, and he would have been perfect.
Not quite on that red as he wanted to be. Missed it. Higgins replied with 37. Missed the last red, forcing it along the baulk cushion. But O'Sullivan couldn't take advantage. And it was Higgins who got another chance. And
Thank you, frame 7.
Julie won the frame on the black.
John Higgins to break.
That's the beauty. He's got John in a spot of bother here, because just to come off either side cushion, there's an element of risk with it, just nestling into the bunch because of the loose reds. So that was a first-class safety shot.
Slightly unorthodox glancing escape, but
And a miss.
he couldn't roll to it
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
because of the red behind the black.
Yeah, he wanted a thin contact, but the way it's turned out, just watch the shot here. He just wanted to flick the red on the way back, but after the cannon on the brown, he's left that red on for Ronnie.
One. Six. Seven. $14. $50.
Don't think the red to the back and to the left is available to the right corner, so he arced the cue ball, and the one to the left of the pink, if it's on, it's very good. But he played that with lots
22.
of side. Watch the white arc as it goes into the reds.
$23.
That's come up a long way short. He'd got quite a
30.
margin for error there, but he left it short. That's where he wanted it. He can still pot it, but it's more difficult. Yeah, he makes it look so
31.
easy, doesn't he?
$36.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of a stretch there. So the extension is just a little 6-inch extension, which will just keep his body away from the red because he could foul that quite easily with a normal cue. Oh, that kicked. What a horrendous kick. Okay, he's still managed to pot the red, but not as nicely on the black as he would have been. Let's see if it makes any difference.
Yeah. Black. Black. Okay.
He's just spotted something on the black there.
44.
Slight problem now. He looks a bit straightish on the black. May be able to force it or screw it back, but he is straight, as you can see. So he couldn't play for the pack. And if it passes the brown, that's a brilliant shot. If the red passes the brown, that's terrific.
52.
And this is the shot that could clinch the frame. If he can split the reds. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
60.
Well, we said at the start
61.
of the match, Clive, we hoped that both players would play at the top of their game. They're playing pretty well.
Yeah, pretty near it. Just the odd mistake here and there to spice it up.
There 66.
There you see it, just one more red needed, and it's going to be a difficult one. It's a thin snick required. It's a shot to nothing. He doesn't have to worry about position.
Safely in, having come too far for his intended red, which was the right-hand red in the bunch.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 67.
71 in front, 67 on the table. He's expecting that to be 4-3.
Foul 4 in the frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Higgins fails to back the escape and concedes. O'Sullivan is 1 up with 2 to play. He leads by 4 frames to 3.
Thank you. Frame 8. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Very good point that from John Parrott. O'Sullivan's adrenaline needs to be running for him to produce his best, and that's why he's responding to the challenge posed by a fellow all-time great. Finds it difficult to get fully motivated sometime, to grind it out against lesser opposition. But give him a top opponent and a full house, and the chances are that he'll play somewhere near his best.
Well, there is a full house here to watch this titanic battle. quite an attacking safety shot, opening the reds up and making sure he gets a good cue ball. That's the crowd here at the Kelvin Hall, and they're absolutely loving this match, and they'll want it to go to a deciding frame. I think sometimes Steve, you know, sitting in the studio there, puts himself down a little bit. I remember one chance and he always used to win. You were sat on the seat for the whole of the frame. You used to get yourself ready for the next frame because you knew he wasn't going to miss.
Played that left-handed for no apparent reason. But there we are. Different rules for geniuses.
Very well picked out, but it has to be said he shouldn't have been able to have had his hand on the table. That white should have been tight on the cushion. Ronnie played that shot left-handed. If he had placed the cue ball, Ronnie, where he intended, that shot wouldn't have been available to John.
6.
It was a very, very good pot from him.
Oh no. Easy
John
ball.
Higgins, 6.
Must never miss those at this level.
You can just see his backhand there a little bit, so he didn't cue that smoothly. Listen, even these great players, they do tend to feel a bit of pressure, and John, the defending champion, in front of his home crowd here, maybe just put a little anxious one in there. He doesn't do it very often, or he hasn't done it in this match many times. Oh, that one. As they say, wiped his feet. Have a look at this. Any more pace, it wasn't going in, but now that it has, look at the chance that Ronnie's faced with. Where's the black going? Yeah, there's plenty of room there.
8.
So this is a very good chance for Ronnie O'Sullivan. With a little bit of a kick there.
9.
If he's straight here, he may have to
16.
screw up for the blue.
17.
O'Sullivan, 95% pot success rate. He's missed 6 reds, but no colours.
22. $23.
As you can see, there's just 3 reds available, and then he's going to have to look for the cannon, but
30.
well, we know with Ronnie O'Sullivan, there's never really much of a problem when it comes to opening the reds up.
31. $36.
Don't think the red to the left of that little bunch is available.
37.
And that's a careless one. He's going to have to play for the single red now. He's left himself almost straight on the blue.
So this is missable.
42.
Well, it's a good pot, but it's not quite the angle he was looking for. I don't know whether he can hold this and just cannon the end red. It would have to be a good shot. He did it quite easily, but he's out of position, and I don't think there's a plant there.
50.
Bit unlucky. In fact, he held it too much in the end. So John Higgins is not out of this year's Grand Prix by any means just yet. But he can't afford to make any more mistakes, and he needs to get a chance. He's 44 behind.
Well, among other things, O'Sullivan was looking for a way to get a red safe, but it's not obvious how he could do that from there.
Well, at least he's got two on the cushion safe, so, but he would have loved to have been able to push another one to the cushion. Can't do that. He's got to concentrate and get a good cue ball, and he can't really get twice across the table because it's too thin. You'd think you'd be able to snick off that red and get up the table, wouldn't you?
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 50.
Red under the ball cushion, giving him further insurance against the Higgins clearance.
John's going to develop these reds or put them into potable position, and it looks as if he's, unless he's just going to roll to them. Let's have a look. If he doesn't roll to them, he's going to have to get the white in the middle of the table to be safe, but I think it's just rolling up to them.
I think he intended to leave O'Sullivan snookered on all reds except those two, hoping that a duel would develop and the two reds would be moved into more potable positions.
Yeah, there might be a shot on. Just looking at this, he might be able to get both these reds up past the black and leave Ronnie in trouble here. That was a bit careless from Ronnie. Oh, that's unlucky. If that white, well, having said that, there's a red also gone towards the middle, but if it's dead straight, it's an awkward shot. But it was a good idea from John, but it didn't quite work out. But he could have put Ronnie in trouble. This is a key pot here. It's not straight.
One.
That was a calculated risk by John Higgins. The right shot to play, but it just didn't come off for him. And You'd have to fear for the defending champion here, Clive. It looks like it could be all over. And
6.
what a terrific match we've had. I thought we might have finished up with a deciding frame. Oh, and we might still do. What a shot to miss.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 6.
Well, can you believe it? He thought he was in the next round. I mean, that is one of the easiest putts I've ever seen Ronnie miss, and he's missed a few easy ones in his career, but what a miss that was.
One.
Well, that's a sitter each in this 8th frame. Just when O'Sullivan seemed to have a clear run to the line.
And that wasn't down to pressure, that was down to pure concentration. That's all that was. Ronnie thought it's
8.
all over here, and he just cued across it slightly. Lack of concentration. Meanwhile, surely he's not snookered himself with the pink. He hasn't landed tight on the pink. Can he not get through to pot this red? Must be able to. It must be tight, you know. He's almost touching the pink. Now, what? He's just.
If it rolls back, it's fine.
If it rolls back, it's fine. Yeah, I just said maybe at one stage he could see the red, and suddenly the whites just rocked a little bit, and there's not a lot you can do about that. Can he pot it? He could.
9.
It was much tighter than he expected it to be, though.
But it's still not ideal, because if he drops the blue in, the reds are not available into the left corner. I'm not sure if one of the two reds goes to the right middle. He may have to force this. And that's what can happen, because he didn't get. He worried so much about hitting the pink
John
there
Higgins 9.
that he overhit the pot eventually, and then he had to force that in to get on the next red. But it's all safe. But Ronnie, a firm favourite for this frame and match now. The fact that the blue's gone on the side cushion has the chance slipped away for the defending champion. That is very careless from Ronnie O'Sullivan. That is a terrible shot. What was he thinking of there? All he was trying to do was come back up the table, but well, the mistakes are coming thick and fast now.
One.
Well, I don't know whether that was in part because O'Sullivan was unsettled by missing that very simple red when he had a clear run to the winning line.
Wow. Has John covered
4.
the red with the other red? There's been more mistakes. He has more mistakes in this frame than the rest of the match. But now he can bring the difficult red into play and leave Ronnie in trouble. Yeah, I think Ronnie's still thinking about that easy red he missed.
John Higgins, 4.
O'Sullivan still 37 in front.
Well, he's a bit unlucky. He's got a terrific cue ball, but the other red has knocked that one towards the middle pocket. It's not an easy shot by any means, but it is a half chance here. If you're in behind the red, you couldn't miss it. You're in the corner pocket, almost in the jaws. It's difficult.
And it was a natural angle, one to avoid the low value colours.
Four. Five.
At a quick glance at the scoreboard, it doesn't really matter which colours he pots here. There will be enough on the table. It seemed like a heavy contact.
8.
Just jumped slightly.
Nine.
Just got to be a little bit careful here because of the situation of the green when it goes back on its spot. Well judged.
12.
He's made a mess of it. He
14.
was hoping to be on the green, just to knock it in, leave an angle on the brown, and then disturb the difficult blue. He's going to have to go all the way around the angles, and he's got to avoid the blue, pink and black to get back round to the brown. It's too hard. It's much too hard.
70.
So this turning out to be quite a tense frame. The defending champion still in there. Ronnie should have been in the next round. And from a psychological point of view, Clive, if Ronnie was to lose this frame after missing that easiest of reds, even he would need to get himself up for that deciding frame, and you'd have to make John Higgins favourite.
John Higgins, 17.
Where's the cue ball? That's okay. Very good shot. Now, if he tries to put the brown twice across, he's got to be careful he doesn't hit the black. He may change his plan of shot here. And he did do. Sent the brown around. And look at this for a shot. Bit of a bonus to get in behind the black, but look where he put the brown. This is over the pocket, is it? But how does he get to the blue? Well, there's a bit of angle. He could possibly swing it over towards the blue, but you wouldn't think so. He has. Terrific shot.
Higgins has best possible position on the blue, but it's still not a certainty, and he needs pink and black as well.
But at least he's got it safe. At least he's got it safe. Ronnie needs to put a good shot in here.
These pockets don't give much away down the rails.
Couple of ways of playing safe here. A little thin one and leave the blue on the ball cushion, or double it back up the table past the pink. He hasn't hit it well. That's not a good shot. That's a poor shot. Maybe the thin shot off the blue would have been better.
This blue effectively then for the match. What a roar from Higgins' fellow Glaswegians, because they're now expecting him to level the match at 4-all.
What a test it's going to be of Ronnie O'Sullivan's character. Can he get himself up for a deciding frame after what has happened here?
11. 18.
O'Sullivan was about 50 in front when he had a great chance to clinch the match. He had another chance from distance on the blue, but it's Higgins who levels the match at 4-all and takes it into a 9th frame decider.
Quietly, please. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The final frame. John Higgins to break. For the sake of the other table, do not shout out. Thank you.
Psychologically, Higgins has the upper hand. He'll be benefiting from what I call reprieve man syndrome. He would have been assuming that he was about to lose until O'Sullivan, with an easy run to the line, missed an easy red. Now he's got back to 4-all, and his opponent will find it very difficult to push to the back of his mind the fact that he really should have won by now.
Well, Denise is still there. His wife, Josephine's still there. They must be so tense. In fact, I know it's a lot worse watching than it is actually out there playing, believe it or not. It is, isn't it, Denise? Yeah, definitely. That's the pink. That's the pink.
Foul and a miss. John Higgins 6.
And if the red goes past the other red, no, it doesn't. But as I mentioned, Clive, I think it'll be a great test of character for Ronnie O'Sullivan this after what happened there in the previous frame.
Well, whatever face he puts on it, he's bound to be shaken. And his first attempt at escaping from this snooker was a pretty bad one, because he got a row of 4 balls to hit.
Well, just look at him. He's not comfortable around the table. I mean, it's just the same shot again, but he can't get himself comfortable. So it's going to be fascinating to see what happens. Better. I don't know about John's family, his mum and Denise being nervous. I'm nervous in the commentary box watching these two fellas. Now, can he see enough of the red? He can. Now, what a big test this will be. He's got to cue this one perfectly. There's the long pot success rate, 50%. He could do with one here. Doesn't want to hit the brown. And he has. It's a chance for John Higgins. And it's a good chance. Look at the reds around the black.
Deciding frame. Fair bit of pressure on that red, but even generally O'Sullivan's long game is not what it was.
1.
That's just about perfect.
4.
5 more reds available.
Five.
Knew he was always going to be on this red. He's developed a few more.
12. $13.
come up a little bit short. Slight
20.
change of plan here. May have to go for the blue now. As long as he just slips past the red on the side cushion, he'll be okay. Always gone close to the middle pocket.
21.
But hitting the jaw has left it ideal.
He was actually attempting to stun off the side cushion short of the middle pocket. Got into it too much.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of adrenaline, as indeed that was. He's overdone it slightly again.
26.
Wanted the white to pull up 3 or 4 inches short of where it's finished. Good recovery there. Just calling on his vast experience here, John Higgins.
O'Sullivan knows that Higgins is fully capable of winning frame and match at this visit.
29.
And that is absolutely perfect. What a key shot that could be, splitting the reds.
30.
Now just watch this shot. There was loose reds he could have played for, took the opportunity to open them up. Well, we know what can be missed under these circumstances, but what a chance John has given himself.
$37. $38.
Higgins, a pretty reliable clincher of winning positions. A famously cool match player.
Well,
45.
John himself would have felt when Ronnie was on that red that he missed, that he was out of this year's Grand Prix. It shows you what can happen.
46.
This is one of the easiest pots you'll ever see, and I think John Parrott maybe got it right. He changed his mind. He could have rolled through for the black, maybe changed his mind on the shot, but that was a sitter.
Yes, perhaps a case of confusion in the mind proving fatal.
But every credit to John Higgins. As I say, 1 minute he thought he was out of this year's Grand Prix.
53.
And now he looks as cool as you could possibly be.
54.
Sign of a true champion, this. Just a few more pots away and
61.
He's safely into the next round. And I think Denise,
62.
his wife, and Josephine, his mum, they will be absolutely delighted. Yeah, happy times in the Higgins household. He deserves it.
70.
He was given a reprieve, but he still had to take advantage of it.
77. $78.
He's played an immaculate deciding frame.
85.
He will be feeling so good
86.
inside at what he's just done here in front of his home crowd here in Glasgow. We seen last year when he won here, Clive, he was absolutely over the moon, but I think this
93.
win in this match will give him as much satisfaction as winning the title last year.
94.
Two all-time greats have given us a great match. O'Sullivan led 4-3, had a great chance to clinch it, but Higgins took advantage of his reprieve and made a break of 94 in the deciding frame to go through to the quarter-finals, winner by 5 frames to 4.
Right as possible, please. Thank you.